gmail.com. As you know, my name is Danish Agarwal. As we have started our chapter number 1, that is matter in our surroundings, in which we have got a lot of topics. So chapter number 1, that is matter in our surroundings. Like we have started our topic, that is evaporation. We have already discussed what is evaporation and factors affecting evaporation. Factors affecting evaporation, in which we have discussed that is what is evaporation. Evaporation is a surface phenomena in which the liquid gets converted into gas. Liquid gets converted into gas, or we can say that water vapors. Liquid gets converted into water vapors. And we have discussed 4 major factors: wind speed, temperature, surface area, and humidity. And today we are going to discuss 2 important questions on the basis of topic, that is evaporation and how evaporation causes cooling. So let's start our today's topic, that is 2 questions and how evaporation causes cooling. So chapter 1, matter in our surroundings. So first of all, we will discuss evaporation causes cooling. Evaporation causes cooling. So basically how it does, like evaporation, how water gets energy from the heat. Like from our body, evaporation increases, evaporation takes place, like the water gets energy from our body. It gets energy from our body and gets converted into vapor state. Because if we want to turn liquid into gaseous state, what we have to do? We have to supply energy. Like from our body, energy is there, heat energy is there. From getting heat energy from our body, it gets converted into liquid to vapor. So if the energy is absorbing, if the heat energy is absorbing, so our body feels cold. That's why we can say evaporation causes cooling. So write it down. So note it down. That is evaporation causes cooling. So we can write it as that is cooling is always caused. Cooling is always caused due to evaporation. Cooling is always caused due to evaporation. Energy is needed to overcome the attractive forces. Energy is needed to overcome the attractive forces among the liquid molecules. Among the liquid molecules, so that they may change to the vapors. So how do you use? This is absorbed from surroundings. This energy is absorbed from the surroundings. So temperature of surroundings gets lowered. Temperature of surroundings gets lowered. And cooling is caused. During evaporation. So as heat energy is taking place, so it will cause cooling. Now we will discuss 2 important questions. That is how does water kept in earthen pot become cold during summer? As we now know that summer season is there. We often use cold water from refrigerators, which is not good for our health. So like people are moving towards the earthen pots, the usage of earthen pots. So earthen pots are very useful, as it is also, as the water from the earthen pots is also helpful for our body. So it also gets cooled on a somewhat summer day due to the pores present at the at the surface, at the like over the earthen pot. So it gets evaporation will be there, and due to it the water gets cold. The water gets cold. So we will write it as the question is how does water kept in earthen pot? How does water kept in earthen pot? So we will raise it out. How does question is how does water kept in earthen pot, how does water kept in earthen pot become cold during summer? Become cold during summer, like due to evaporation. Minute holes are there from which evaporation is taking place. And as we know, evaporation causes cooling. As the water is taking energy, and it gets converted into vapor state, and it causes cooling. So how does water kept in earthen pot becomes cold during summer? So we can write it as the earthen pot is full of small pores. The earthen pot is full of small pores. Water present in these pores has a tendency to escape these pores have a tendency to escape at a fast rate during during summer. So as we know, if the temperature is more, evaporation will be more. As we know, in summer season, temperature is high, evaporation will be more. As evaporation will be more, cooling will be more. So these pores have a tendency to escape at a fast rate during summer. The escaping molecules of water appear as water vapors and evaporate since cooling is caused by evaporation. The temperature of water inside the earthen pot water inside the earthen pot considerably lowered to become cold. So water kept in earthen pot becomes cold due to the phenomenon that is evaporation. In summer, like we are using earthen pots, so how it will get cold? It is cold due to evaporation. As minute holes are all over the body of the earthen pot, as water evaporates from that holes, and it gets cold. So now next question is that is, when we pour acetone or perfume on our palms, when we put acetone or perfume on our palm, we get a cooling sensation. We get a cooling sensation. We can get a cooling sensation. Assign reason. Assign reason. So as when we were discussing, that is factors of evaporation, we have already discussed volatile liquids. Volatile liquids has more rate of evaporation. They get converted into vapor state easily. As evaporation will be more, cooling will be there. As evaporation is there, cooling will be there. So like we can write it as, when we put acetone on our perfume or on our palm, we get a cooling sensation. Assign reason. So as we know that both acetone and perfume are has low boiling points. Or we can use or low boiling liquids when any of them is poured on our palm. When any of them is poured on our palm, like when we put on our hand, put on our palm, it readily changes into vapors. It readily changes into vapors or evaporates. It changes into vapors or evaporates. For this, it needs some energy. It needs some energy. Like if we want to change the physical state of matter, so what we do, we will supply energy. Like we are converting liquid to gas, what we will do, what we will require, we require heat energy. For this, it needs some energy which is taken from the palm, which is taken from the palm. The temperature of the palm gets lowered. That's why the temperature of palm gets lowered, and we get a cooling sensation. It's a very, very interesting topic, students. It's a very, very interesting topic. Like how water gets cold in earthen pot. Like if you see, like when you are going to use ice cubes in the glass, you can see on the outer surface of the glass, the water will be there. So outer surface of the glass, water will be there. So how it will be caused? It is because due to evaporation. Like it condenses. So we are going to discuss a very important questions for day-to-day life questions in our topics, like why the outer surface of the glass tumbler gets water from there, because the water gets condenses there. So this is all about our today's two important questions, and the how evaporation causes cooling. In our next videos, we are going to discuss some very interesting questions on the topic based on evaporation, or like questions from our day-to-day life. So stay tuned, students. So this is all about today's video. So thank you, students. Thank you very much.